It's time for the next episode of the Florencio Files. And going into a Protoss versus Protoss up here in the top left-hand side on one of his 27 Smurf accounts on the Korean ladder, it is Florencio. Down here in the bottom right-hand side in the blue, a bunch of Korean characters, and I cannot read Hangul. Hangul? Am I saying that correct? I can't even remember. It sounds wrong the way I'm saying it. You guys know when you've said a word dozens of times you haven't said it in a while, and then you just say it wrong? Welcome to my life every day. Anyone who can translate that, please do in Twitch chat. For now, we're going to call him Blue Korean Protoss until I come up with a better name. So, Florencio is normally about Masters 2, I believe. Masters 1 sometimes. Jumps around a lot, plays a lot of crazy strats, cheeses a lot, has a lot of smurfs. You'd need to ask him or even check out his stream. If you're watching on YouTube, look at the description below. Go give his stream a follow and check out the full playlist of the Florencio Files. There's a lot of interesting games in there. Okay, so we've got a translation there. Backrank in chat has said, Mr. Tack, do your best. All right, I like that name. Mr. Tack over here, going for the full wall off without scouting. Florencio was going for a 5 probe harass and is like, oh, fuck. What the hell? He's fully walled in? Who does that? Mr. Tack's like, mate, I'll just build my own forge. Get out of me base, you dickhead. Wait, that is his forge, right? Yes, it is. And there we go. Florencio's going to start to cannon the low ground. His probe's already starting to break in. Oh my god. This is such a slow cannon rush, but hey, you've got 5 probes with it, so I don't think sniping the probes off is a way that's going to work for holding this, whereas normally that's one of the big priorities. Mr. Tack has not got any tech up, but I think he's just going to be investing in his own cannons, and as long as he... Oh, why is he building a gateway... Quick poll, Twitch chat. Do we think this is going to survive, that gateway? Does that feel like a safe location? Does put down a cannon. Oh, nice gateway to full wall. I like that gateway. But there's going to be a hole. There's a hole. The probes are going to get in. What are they going to actually do, though? The cannon's already almost done. So just going to build a rando pylon. And then they're going to dive into the mineral line and start... trying to build. They're going to try to cannon behind the mineral. Look at this incredible micro from Florencio, by the way. Holy shit. Already a couple of probes went down. What the fuck? Florencio is in full panic mode. I've never seen Florencio panic and fuck up his micro that bad. He tried to put a pylon down like 5 times. Holy shit. Florencio getting nervous. I didn't think it was possible, guys. The sewer mermaid, he's like shaking a little bit. He's like, fucking where's Neeb when I need him, man? Where's Neeb? Neeb's off fucking playing WCS and shit. And Florencio, unfortunately, unable to get these buildings. That builds 2 pylons, but there's a cannon about to finish next to it. Oh my god, this is going to Dicktown in a handbasket. Yeah, that's right. Just imagine a bunch of dildos in a handbasket. It's a hell in a handbasket. Never understood that one. Dicktown in a handbasket makes a lot more sense to me, if you ask me. So he's killed.
When it's the wet season at my farm.
He's killed the gateways, but the cyber core is already down. Mr. Tack is actually up about 5 probes. Has gases mining. He's going to build a cannon to push this back. Mr. Tack's doing damn good. Florencio's like, shit, I should probably chrono boost at some point. Does his first chrono boost of the entire game, 3 minutes and 45 seconds into it. Absolute legend that he is. I love this little setup here as well. Does have an opening. And is going to go and take the base next to Mr. Tack's main. Mr. Tack, though, is already going for 2 Stargates. Florencio is so far behind on the tech. I can't imagine this going well. Oh, look at that, guys. Florencio moved the probe up and actually killed that cannon by spotting the high ground. This little fucker here is swearing at the Zealot right now. He's like, hey, your strategy fucking sucks. Eat my fucking probe dick. The Zealot's like, you don't have a dick, man. All you got is a stupid fucking power socket to recharge, you fucking wanker. The probe's like, Oh yeah? Well, it is still bigger than yours. Why do you even have nipples, stupid proto-zealot? You fucking eat by absorbing sunlight like a plant, so what the fuck are your nipples for? Zealot's like, fuck off, don't you dare ask about my nipples, mate. That's me own private business. The probe eventually does walk away, realizing that bad language and insults aren't actually going to win the game. Interestingly, Mr. Tack is deciding massing cannons and shield batteries on one base seems to be the way to leverage the tech advantage. Not too sure if I agree with that. I'm a bit confused. And oh no, you gotta go there. Ah! Ah! No! So much money in the bank. And instead of using the Stargates that he has, Mr. Tack is like, I better build a third Stargate. I need to scout what my opponent's up to choose which Stargate units I want to go. Holy shit. The ability of Florencio to just, like, people get ahead versus him and then their brain breaks. It's like their brain just slides out their ears. You guys ever seen the octopus escape video on YouTube? Oh my god, I'm going to show you that after this game. That's exactly what just happened to Mr. Tack's brain. Finally, Mr. Tack gets into action. His Oracle dives in, and the Sewer Mermaid says, ow, 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 fuck, 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 fuck. Doesn't want to give away that he's got a proxy nexus. So he's not recalling, and that's not something I'm used to seeing. Florencio just running with his probes? No recall? Has he just got out of rehab again? Did Florencio go to recall rehab? Is he like, oh, I can hold off. I don't need to recall at every possible fucking opportunity. I don't know, man. Meanwhile, Mr. Tack's like, I understand how StarCraft works. Can we go to his camera? What the fuck is he looking at right now? He's microing his cannon, and now he's changing the rally point from his nexus, which has 5 probes rallied on it, to his natural. And now he's staring at his Oracle. He hasn't built a fucking unit in like 3 minutes. What are you doing? He starts building Phoenix now. What are you doing, Mr. Tack? He's looking around. His eyes are glazed over. His face is fucking blank. And he's like, where'd my brain go? And he can see it. It's crawling out the door. It's like, I don't want any of this fucking sewer mermaid nonsense. This isn't the StarCraft game I signed up to play. And Mr. Tack's like, why you leave, brain? And he's like trying to walk after it. Without his brain, he can barely even coordinate. And he's like trying to pick it up, and his brain's just fucking wriggling away, and it's like, I think maybe his brain switched back on because he's actually spending his money now. I think this is a pretty good strategic call, guys. Remember when you've only got 6 cannons on one base with 2 shield batteries, I think building a 7th cannon and a 4th Stargate is the priority. Once again, puts down another Stargate rather than using the production that he has. Florencio, by all rights, should be infinitely behind in this game. Somehow he's up a Phoenix and up 10 probes right now. He catches 2 Phoenix on their own. Mr. Tack does manage to pull back to the shield battery. Florencio overextends, loses a Phoenix. Phoenix for a Phoenix, not too bad there. Both of them having 1 Phoenix bruised as well. More cannons going. The fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck is Mr. Tack doing? He's like, I need to build 4 cannons at my expansion before I take it. Oh my god. I think his brain's done a runner for sure. For sure, man. This is, oh my god. Another Nexus goes down. Florencio's gonna out-macro him, man. 6 Venus versus 6. Florencio's on 2 Stargate versus 4 Stargate production. But we're only seeing probes and cannons. With Mr. Tack's money. Mr. Tack! What are you doing, buddy? Oh my god. It's like watching a train just slowly derail itself. This is like watching the second Matrix movie. You're like, what? What's going on? And he's like, but what if I can't? And you're like, you're not Neo, Mr. Tack. You can just hold down the fucking Phoenix hotkey on your Stargates. And he's like, but what if I can't? I'm like, do I need to fucking take you to the Oracle and give you some cookies before you man up and stop whining? He's like, but what if I can't? And you're like, oh god. Oh god, I get it. I get it. God damn it. I didn't even think there was anything Keanu could do with that role. Seriously. It was like, the script of that movie was like, oh my god, there was some cool action scenes. They really should have just taken all the talking out of that movie and replaced it with more action scenes, and I think it would have gone up about 17 stars on the out of 5-star rating system. Elitist movie reviews aside, it's now 8 Phoenix versus 7, plasma shields and +1. Florencio has been fucking studying up and learning about all these fancy upgrades. Remember, it was about episode 20, I think, where we really got into understanding how Neeb was trying to explain how Florencio didn't know what an upgrade was. And Neeb kept trying to explain it. Florencio couldn't really understand it, but I think all this exchange is finally working. Armor upgrade as well, a fleet beacon, a second cyber core. Holy shit balls. Florencio here, 10 Phoenix versus 10. Oh, he's going to go for the fight, but there's shield batteries there. Got to get out of there. Florencio's going to back off. Upgrades are starting to kick in, though, for Florencio. Fleet beacon on the way for Mr. Tack as well. I think Mr. Tack needs a few more cannons and batteries, to be honest. I look at this base, and I think unsafe, undefended. You know? I just feel like... I don't know. I feel like if Mr. Tack ever walks out of the house, probably has, like, capsicum spray, has a fucking knife, probably several guns, probably has a rape whistle, probably has like all of the above, you know? I can't imagine someone who builds this many cannons and batteries is much of a risk taker, you know? This is the person who holds the side of the escalator railing with both hands while they go down the fucking escalator. And you're like, really? Both hands? And they're like, I don't want to fall. And you're like, it's a fucking escalator, mate. It's a very slow-moving staircase. Mr. Tack's like, I don't want to hurt myself. I like the symmetry here, by the way. 36 probes versus 63. Florencio's building a bigger economy than I've literally ever seen him build in my life. Unfortunately, I don't think you can see control groups in this overlay. Or if you can, it's a hotkey that I don't actually know. Florencio's like, you know what? Phoenix can't push into cannons, but I can build my own cannons outside your base. Meanwhile, a bit of scouting here for Mr. Tack. He says, let's not fly into the cannon. I like it. I was really hoping he would fly into the cannon there. Still has no idea about his opponent's expansion. Some pretty good map awareness, I got to say, from Mr. Tack. I think he's maybe getting a little bit... Ooh, looks like a Phoenix flew and died. I think he's maybe getting a little bit, like, wary. No, he's just checking the third base, because no one could possibly expand anywhere else when they've got pylons literally outside your base that you've scouted. Mr. Tack's like, nah, we just need to see it here, because this is clearly the center of the Protoss base that we're facing. Not even a little curious about why he's on one base at 12 minutes. Oh, let's see. Oh, he's done it. He's figured it out. He said, let's scout. He's going to go and scout and actually go scout those bases. Oh my God, Mr. Tack, the fucking explosion in his brain right there. It looks like the brain's back in the head. He's realizing some funny business is happening. He says, let's start some upgrades. Both of them have Phoenix range. He's going for armor as well as plasma shields. Unfortunately for him, Florencio's about to finish 2-2 and is already going into 4 Stargate carrier. This observer does find a base and says, hey, what are you doing here, mate? Florencio says, you realize you set up in pervert mode in front of a photon cannon, right? Whoa! Whoa, he gets on top of half of Florencio's Phoenix. Florencio just lost like 5 Phoenix there. Great micro from Florencio. Lets his Phoenix spread out so he can lose 3 or 4 of them for just 1 enemy Phoenix. Incredible control there. Florencio trying to bait his opponent into that false sense of security. Just the clean finishing moves here from Florencio as usual. Once again, lets those Phoenix unstack up. His opponent comes in, takes an incredible trade. It's 15 Phoenix versus 9. And just impressive play to get to this situation. The Phoenix are going to decide to stand in the middle of all 3 cannons whilst they pick up some probes. Was that a recall that just got cancelled or something? Oh, he did actually recall some of those probes. Nicely done there by Florencio. Saved some of them. Meanwhile, Florencio's like, I should build more cannons. And he says, ouch. So this is the point where Florencio says, oh no, I think I'm losing the game. Now, I wonder if Mr. Tack, I think his brain's back in his head. I think he realizes he needs to fight hard if he wants to get back in this game. He's going to dive the main, pick up a lot of probes. Does take out a few of them. He's losing a few Phoenix, though. Hey, oh my God, this micro. Roddy would be so proud of this, by the way. This is some high-level Phoenix micro. Notice how he spends maximum amount of time inside the range of the cannons. That's an alpha move right there. That's how you assert dominance. For anyone who has a dog, if anyone has especially a large dog, you probably know that you're meant to establish yourself as the alpha, otherwise they won't respect you. And that's what those Phoenix were doing. Because in Phoenix versus Phoenix, it's a lot like when two dogs meet in the park, and you've got to establish dominance. So if you've ever come up against a really aggressive dog, it's barking at you, you just ignore it and you walk through it. You pretend it's not even there. You just walk through it, push your leg right into it. It'll know that's an alpha move. It'll respect it. Same thing with Phoenix. You want to fly them into your opponent's cannons and just let as many of them die as possible. That way your opponent knows you don't fuck around. You're alpha as fuck. And you're going to take him to Dicktown. So I like it here. Mr. Tack here, a bit of an alpha Protoss, is up at 17 Phoenix and he's starting Chad Ray production. Now, Chads, if they can get on top of the carriers and align their piss beams, they actually can take them down pretty fast. I also like that we are seeing Mr. Tack realizing that he's been hemmed in. There's cannons at his 3rd and 4th. So he says, I'll take your 3rd and 4th, dickhead. And that's usually a pretty good way to do it. I like it. It's flexible. Good thinking. These Phoenix coming in, thinking of fighting the Chads. The Chads are like, oh, you fuck off, man. You think you can take us? You're just trying to bait us into your stupid cannons, man. These Phoenix just flying around. More and more carriers on the way. Two carriers with the plasma shields upgrade as well. And the Phoenix just floating around this map. The Phoenix here from Florencio going to find this nexus. He's going to be like, hey, wait a second. Ooh, what's he recalling? Oh my god, he recalled probes! Just as the Phoenix get there. Oh my god. That's like telling your kids you're going to the fucking theme park. You're like, hey kids, we're going to Six Flags. And they're so excited. And you're walking down the street and you're like, hold on a sec, kids. Hold on. I just need to check something. You take this fucking manhole cover off on the street. They're like, what are you doing, Dad? You're like, oh, just hold on a sec. Kids, we're going to Six Flags. And you pull this off, and you're like, but just look at this first. And your kid leans in, and you just fucking shove your kid down the manhole into the sewer. You just kick the rest of them in. Get in there with your brother Jimmy. You fucking kick the kids in there, put the manhole back on, and you fuck off and go to the casino. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Like, you just like, that's exactly what Mr. Tack just did to his probes. He was like, yeah, you guys are going to go to this brand new Six Flags Nexus. It's going to be great. Fucking just dumps them in the sewer with Florencio and fucks off. Holy shit, Mr. Tack's a dark motherfucker. You know who else is dark? Florencio, the guy who just built cannons above your expansion, mate. Started massacring those probes from the high ground. Nice. Nicely done. Chads do end up cleaning the cannons on the north side at the same time. More cannons and batteries. Remember, guys, Florencio, very effective at finishing games, has finally decided to actually attack move his carriers, except he didn't attack move, he clicked on the pylons. Okay, fair enough, that'll depower them. That actually made sense. That wasn't even a science move, guys. That was just a traditional move. And, you know, oh my god, depowers everything. Has a casual 72 interceptors. Not bad, not bad. The Stargate's going down. It is a good Phoenix Void Ray count, though. They might be able to get on top of this, but oh my god, all the production going down. And, oh, you know what? I think he's got a recall. He's got a recall off cooldown, guys. He's going to try and do a bit of an escape. The Phoenix and the Chads, they're being a bit sissy up there, not going for the fight. Oh, they're thinking about it, They're going to go for it. Here we fucking go. Look at the focus fire. He moves in, and he just doesn't even click on shit. Now he clicks on the carrier. Holy fuck balls. A lot of his shit's going down, though. The first carrier goes down, and I don't know if that was a good trade for Mr. Tack. Moved the Phoenix into range, didn't focus fire. Then focus fired, but because the carriers were running away, the Phoenix were doing that thing where if you don't move them forward manually, the carrier goes out of range, and the Phoenix are like, oh, he's out of range, we can't shoot. They move forward to the edge of their range, start shooting, the carrier moves out of range again. And you're like, can you not fucking figure this out for yourself, Phoenix? Move a bit deeper into range. And the Phoenix are like, I don't understand. They always move to the very edge of their range, start shooting, and then like, oh, I'm out of range again. How did that happen? Florencio here, of course, still focused on the big picture. Really wants to make sure this random cannon to deny a single mineral patch is in position. That's the important thing to focus on at this stage of the game. And remember, guys, when you're up 100 supply, it's important to sit on more carriers and then make even more carriers. And I think these cannons are pretty important right now. I think this here is some important strategic prioritization from Florencio. This is just high-level play. He's got to wait for Mama. You can see there's a lot of energy coming out of that Nexus, a lot of smoke coming out of the top of the Nexus. Mama's on the way. So, Mr. Tack at this point is basically hanging on to hope. Is like, hey, I've got a base here. This base is starting to mine. This one's got something. But all the Stargates have been killed, as has the Cyber Core, and can't even rebuild Stargates right now. So Mr. Tack's sitting on 3k almost, and just can't build shit. The carriers dive in, the interceptors go absolutely ham, and we are going to see those interceptors just massacre that main base. The Chad's doing the same thing to Florencio's main. His cannon's desperately trying to hang on, but when you align the piss beams of the Chads, it is hard to stand tall against that. The cannons on the low ground all getting depowered. So many cannons and batteries, and they all just get massacred. Florencio's probes here, for some reason hanging out, trying to get out of there. This time he says, "Bitter revenge. I'm going to fuck up your children." The sewer mermaid says it's fine. They're actually happy to be in the sewer, mate. They were born here. They don't know any better. Mr. Tark's like, "Well, I actually felt kind of bad when I tossed my kids in the sewer with you. I kind of feel regret. Like, don't you feel bad?" Florencio's like, "What is feeling bad?" Mr. Tuck's like, "Well, you know, it's like when you feel like regret, or maybe like you treated someone unfairly, or you did something that was a little bit of a bad thing to do." Florencio's just fucking look at him. He's got this confused look on his face. His brow is furrowed. He says, I don't fully understand what you're talking about. Feel bad. Nah, I can't say I have any experience with that one myself. Personally, I basically, my existence is just kind of going around smearing shit on people's faces. So I don't feel that emotion would really serve me too well in my vocation. You know, I get pretty good bonuses as a sewer mermaid. The other week, they gave me the necklace of shit. It's basically just a crystallized shit shard on a chain. The sewer mermaid committee gave it to me as a medal to say thank you for how much shit I smeared on people's faces. I don't know, man. I feel like, you know, I don't really know what regret, feeling bad, having a conscience. I don't know what any of those things are. And then immediately says, and if you want to know what they are or want to get rid of those feelings, are you racked by guilt when you cannon rush? Do you not understand the science of how to fuck with your opponent's heart, their hopes, their dreams, while you're slowly dismantling their ego? If you have any of those issues, sign up to Florencio's Science School right now, guys. Links to his stream and so on are down below. And make sure you ask him questions for the logical reasoning behind everything he does, because there are some absolute gems in there from the sewer mermaid. He will teach you to see StarCraft through an entirely different light. You know, a lot of us see StarCraft, I think, with this sort of macro-filtered goggle on. We think about reactive strategies. We think about strategic thinking and lines, crisp mechanics. But Florencio will teach you how to put on a pair of sunglasses that let you see everything in the shade of feces. You know, just a slight brown tinge to everything. He'll help take your play to the next level. Or at least, I don't know if it's the next level, because I'm not sure if it's up or down. I think it's honestly off to the side, somewhere in some bizarro parallel universe where all of his reasoning and science comes into play. But check it out, have some fun, and thank you, Florencio, for sending us yet another travesty of a goddamned replay. GG, well played.